All right, it is 4:36 on Saturday, November 15th, and this message goes out to all of the white MAGA racists who think that black guys like me are inferior. What I'm going to do is take on everyone from Nick Fuentes to Elon Musk to Donald Trump, and I'll start with Charlie Kirk because I agree with him. He said that if he sees a black pilot, he hopes he's qualified. And that's exactly what you get with the Tuskegee Airmen, who were the only pilots in World War II who could easily, successfully, and repeatedly destroy, as in defeat, hands down, without a problem, Hitler's master race of jet fighter piloted war machines. It's only because of the Tuskegee Airmen that Hitler lost, because they were the only pilots capable of protecting the bombers so that they could destroy Hitler's ability to, produce tanks and the like. So if those black pilots hadn't been in the war, Hitler would have won, so the Nazis owe these black pilots a debt of gratitude. In a similar manner, I want to say that the state of Israel really wouldn't exist if it were not for black soldiers, in particular, Patton's 761st Tank Battalion, the original Black Panthers. They liberated the Jews from 3 different concentration camps. Many of these Jews went on to form the modern state of Israel. So, they actually wrote poems about these soldiers, like The Black Messiah by Sonia Weiss, a Holocaust survivor. So to the degree that Hitler was only defeated because of the Nazis, because we are not inferior, as you like to say. In fact, there's one man on the planet to whom more Nazis that are in the United States have an affinity for, a respect for. It's only because of this black man, a Tuskegee Airman, a distinguished veteran, Mr. Al Wilson Jr. He built what is now the world's largest Ukrainian church, the Bethany Slavic Missionary Church in Sacramento, who he sold it to and helped to modify it after creating it from an outdoor swimming pool. A black man built what is now the world's largest Ukrainian church, and because of that, countless Ukrainians' lives have been improved. They owe their lives to this man, who many Nazis want to say are inferior, yet they wouldn't even have a life in the United States if it were not for a black guy who's helped more Nazis than Stephen Miller or even Elon Musk ever has. So you can't say we're inferior. As it relates to Elon Musk, he said that he was going to reduce the cost of spending by $2 trillion over a decade. Well, I've got a plan that will reduce spending by $2 trillion or more every year. All we need to do, and now listen, this is actionable. This will make healthcare affordable. This will reduce cost spending enough to give everyone monthly checks to help them deal with inflation, rising costs on food, rent. These are things that Donald Trump promised to address, but he didn't. So Elon Musk said he'd reduce spending by $2 trillion over a decade. This is how you do it in less than a year. You invite the 175 million people in the workforce before Trump destroyed it and the economy and the supply chain and the dollar. Donald Trump is an agent of chaos who hurts everything he touches. Well, if we were to invite the 175 million people in the workforce to join with the 150 million people who get benefits paid for by Medicare and Medicaid, if we were to invite them to buy every medication possible through a not-for-profit drug company, something like Al Wilson, the same guy who built Bethany Slavic Missionary Church. In 2009, he had a pharmaceutical company, SureSafe Pharmacy, that would manufacture and sell medications without a profit motive, much like Mark Cuban is doing today. In 2009, and you can look this up, it should be in the California registries, the Sacramento-based business, they would import and manufacture medications at a fraction of the price that they were being sold in the U.S. The same year, I created fires.org to help anyone with complex health issues to buy their medications as a group through Al's discount drug company, just like we'd like to do for Mark Cuban. To the degree that we literally have over 100 million people buying their meds exclusively through Mark Cuban when possible, and because of relationships that we have had with importers of pharmaceutical products, active ingredients, and compounds from countries around the world, recognizing that more than 90% of the meds that the United States has are imported from drug companies that are done for profit. Well, if we can import them without a profit motive, without markups and middlemen, and if we can make sure that Mark Cuban gets the bulk of the sales for everything sold in the U.S., then Medicare and Medicaid will get the benefits of huge discounts. They'll spend pennies on a dollar in ways directly attributed to this idea coming from a black dad and son. To the degree that everyone has tried to stop us because they can't imagine black guys having solutions that no one else can compete with or outperform. Well, if we get the 100 million plus people to buy their meds through Mark Cuban's drug company, Medicare and Medicaid will start spending pennies on the dollar. That will literally save enough to sponsor the placement of everyone who gets health insurance right now through Medicare and Medicaid. It's private. It costs upwards of $7,000 a year for individuals. With the increases due to inaction and bad action, even by the Democrats, they're not fixing Obamacare. They're just trying to extend it. But we have a plan that will more than fix it, because 80% of the people who have insurance are just fine with telehealth, telemedicine, things like Zort Elite Medical, $49 a month. less than $600 a year as opposed to tens of thousands of dollars if you're dealing with families. Tens of thousands of dollars in waste. Because if telehealth is good for everyone, we want them to take advantage of what we've always talked about at fires.org, where we will sponsor the placement of anyone who joins into any telemedicine platform they want to join, so long as they agree to share their data with us, so we can have a system of record that supports the best interest of all of humanity. There will be no interoperability issues. There will be no problem having continuity of care as patients travel across settings and between providers. And there will be no problem if you are a provider, a health or social worker, mental health professional, maybe you do medical transportation, you can pick up prescriptions, or maybe you work for Uber or Lyft, maybe you are a plumber, a carpenter, maybe you are a child care provider, you do laundry. If you do things that benefits people in your community, then you deserve benefits from the fire sale online marketplace, where in addition to importing medications from anyone who doesn't have a profit motive, even those companies outside the US, since we won't have middlemen or markups, we will undercut everyone, and we will make sure that anyone who manufactures meds gets the best deals, and that's how we can reduce spending by trillions every year. Enough to give people monthly checks to help them deal with inflation. Enough for us to be able to improve the lives of people of all walks of life, which includes Trump's base, who he has betrayed. He said he was going to make things more affordable. Nah, he's made things incredibly bad, because if prices increase when people do, if prices increase when people do, because of tariffs, then what happens when you reduce tariffs? Costs, prices go down supposedly, but they won't, because we've already shown the people in charge that we're willing to pay these jacked up prices. But we have a plan, our plan, which will import medications and anything that Walmart and Amazon does from outside the US without a profit motive. And this marketplace will be owned by we the people. We call it the Fire Sale online marketplace, which is spelled P-H-I-E-R-S. Fires, the PH makes the F sound like philosophy, and Big Pharma, who we will undercut. This allows us to generate enough savings, trillions every year, to give people monthly checks to deal with inflation, rising food and rental prices, stuff like that. We are the yin to Trump's yang, and we can pay for our solution without increasing taxes, raising a deficit, or requiring legislation. Finally, and in closing, just know that we've taken on Nick Fuentes, showing him that as Nazis, y'all need us more than you need us, than we need you, and we have solutions that can improve your lives, improve the lives of everyone betrayed by MAGA. We, in fact, call our solution MABA. Rhymes with MAGA, only a lot better. MABA is spelled M-A-B-A-H, for Make America Better and Healthier. And we can improve the lives of everyone who joins in ways that far surpasses anything that Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Fuentes, he gives you a good person to blame, but if his solutions are better than ours, he can't say he's better than us, which is how you undermine white supremacy, by showing that the least valued member of society has the greatest value to offer when we live up to our potential. So because I think these videos cut off at 5 minutes, I'm gonna stop talking now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.